April is Financial Fitness Month. Last week, we discussed how to talk about money with our kids. But what initiatives do credit unions engage in to increase financial literacy? It is Financial Friday. Here on Good Day PA, Bob Ford joins us here on behalf of Central Pennsylvania's credit unions. Okay, let's remind our viewers, why is it important to start talking about finances with children?
Well, like so many things, children learn from watching. So when they start seeing good spending habits and financial habits when they're younger, it only kind of starts that process and is going to help them out the older and more mature they become.
Last week we went over mainly tips that like parents and family members can do with the kids. Let's talk about what credit unions can do, because you do offer financial education for children.
We do. And the mission behind credit unions is vastly different from what banks are, because we're not necessarily driven by profit. So, with credit unions, we exist to serve our members. We always act with their best interest in mind. And, to try to give them financial security throughout their lifetime. And as part of that mission, one of the things that we do in the community is financial education to anybody who needs that kind of help.
So what specifically are you able to do with children?
Well, with children, a lot of credit unions, they'll have their own youth accounts, and that, again, it really starts getting some of those good habits that I discussed earlier. Even as early as age 7, that's really a prime age to start teaching children how to save the best. Okay, and right now we really do a lot of credit unions partnership with teachers and the school system to bring the financial literacy right into the classroom itself.
That's great.
A lot of credit unions also partner directly with the schools, and there are I would say about 50 credit union branches that exist right within the Pennsylvania school systems today.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And to really connect with the high school seniors, we hold what's called a reality fair to really connect with the students.
Reality fair. Okay, you're going to have to explain that a little more.
Sure. Well, with a reality fair, when that takes place, it's usually a few credit unions that all get together and volunteer for a particular high school. At the beginning of the day, we give them sort of a profile sheet. And that kind of dictates what their career would be, if they're married, if they have children or not, things like that. And the students then get to decide how to allocate their salary. So they get to make choices on housing, their vehicles, things like that. And of course, those things that they just can't live without. Everybody needs a new toys to decide upon. And at the
That's
end
realistic,
of exactly, it is. And at the end of the day, they get their choices reviewed by a volunteer from a credit union. And that kind of gives them an idea if they were on the right path, or maybe some areas that they can connect with.
Gosh, I think that a reality fair could be great for even 20-year-olds, because it's hard when you just graduate college or out there, in the quote unquote real world. I mean, but it's great so that you're starting this kind of education younger. I mean, high school and lower than that.
Absolutely.
How can our viewers get more information about the kind of financial education that credit unions do, and maybe to find a credit union?
Sure, they can visit ibelong.org, and they can find a local credit union that they can join.
That's very good. Great information. This is a great series we're doing on the show. Good to have you with us, Bob.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.